Hey everybody, Emily Pappas here, owner and program director at Relentless. I wanted to create a really brief video and help our parents, athletes, and the rest of the Relentless community understand why strength training is imperative to be performed year round, especially during the season. Trust me, I understand. Sport is very different nowadays. When I grew up, I played a very high level soccer and I still had multiple days off a week, as well as playing additional sports on top of that. Sport is year round. But as we've increased the volume of play, we're seeing a concurrent increase in injury rates, especially within the female population. This is because females are not being prepared to handle this high volume. But there's a tool that we can use, especially during the season, that's going to help our athletes, and that's strength training. In fact, strength training is the only tool that has been shown to help reduce the chance of experiencing an injury by 50%. No other tool out there exists that's that effective. A lot of parents ask me about stretching, and stretching now has been debunked. That has been shown to have a 0% chance on reducing the chance of injury. So what does that mean for a female athlete that is playing sports 5 to 6 days a week? It means that we have to prioritize at least 1 hour of resistance training per week. That's the only thing that we can actually do for our females to help prepare them for the high volume that they're going to be experiencing during the season. A lot of parents may question, oh, well, what day am I supposed to do that? We have practice at, 5 to 6 days a week. Athletes, female athletes specifically, can definitely train on the same day that they're doing a practice or even a game. They're different types of stressors. When you're practicing or playing your sport, your muscles are more so experiencing a type of endurance. So it's like muscular endurance versus when you're in the weight room, you're experiencing more of an anaerobic type of stress. That's great because they complement one another and help the muscles understand that they must stay strong to help dissipate forces so that they don't go to ill-equipped tissues such as the tendons and the ligaments or bone. This is the only way that we can help reduce the chance of getting injured. There's a reason that females are 3 to 6 times more likely to experience an ACL injury, and that's now been shown to be because of a lack of physical preparation, specifically strength, in accordance to their increased sport demands. It doesn't matter how many ACL specific programs are doing on the field, that is not enough, and we have research to prove that. We need to expose these girls to a program that understands the training load and still helps enhance strength while transferring that strength into power. I don't know anyone out here that's a Sixers fan, but I'm sure some of you guys have heard when James Harden hurt his hamstring that there's certain games that he took off because of training load management. That's the same thing, especially for girls at this age that are still developing. We need to manage their training load. James Harden didn't take a break off of the weight room. There's a very recent social media post of him in the gym with Embiid after their game because it's so essential. He has an injury and he's showing how he's rehabbing it and making sure that he's able to play with the team during playoffs and hopefully further. The second piece of the puzzle is, besides reducing your chance of injury, strength training during the season is going to help your athlete actually perform. So strength training helps basically the muscles or the athlete kind of push off getting fatigued, meaning she's not going to get fatigued until later in the game. That's great because 1, we know that fatigue changes movement patterns and that's going to increase your chance of injury. 2, fatigue means poor performance. So the stronger I am, the further I push off experiencing fatigue. That means the longer I play very well throughout my game. It's been shown that if an athlete stops lifting weights, her abilities are going to detrain. Those adaptations start to go back to the baseline, meaning speed, the improved speed can be lost between 2 and 7 days. Power lost between 3 and 10 days away from strength training. Max strength, 21 to 28 days. So that's a month. And max endurance, same thing, 21 to 28 days. So if we want our athletes to stay strong and to help reduce their chance of injury and really peak their performance, we need to get them into the weight room at least 1 time a week, whether that's with us or anywhere. They need to be following a training program that manages their training load and helps these girls understand that being an athlete means that they have to prepare their body and maintain that throughout the season all year round. Like I said, sport is different. We need to be training all year round, especially during the season. This is key to help our athletes stay strong. This is the only tool we know that can help them throughout the rest of their life. If there's any questions, anyone needs any help specific to their athlete and their schedule, feel free to reach out. We work with a lot of parents and we look at the schedule and help them understand, what are the best days to train? What are days that we prefer them to take a day off? Any questions, please feel free to reach out. Happy to help.